Hi everyone, welcome back to Watch It Play Table Talk. My name is Rodney Smith, and this week's discussion topic comes from one of you. Jamie Akazawa asks, what do you do when a friend of yours takes way too long during their turn? Well, Jamie, I really try to be a friendly gamer at the table. I'm happy to teach the game. I'm happy to answer any questions that might come up, even the same question, multiple times, from the same person. And I don't even mind if someone interrupts my turn because they want to take back their move because they realized, I did something silly. But the slow player, I do struggle with this one. And on occasion, I've been the slow player. I've had my turn come around and I hem and I haw and I just don't know what to do and I'm struggling with that decision, so I take a little longer. I really hope that all of us have been that way at one point or another because I think on some level it shows that you're invested in the gameplay, right? You care about the outcomes. But I think what Jamie's talking about here is that person, and usually it's that one person at the table, who every single turn just takes longer than everybody else. And there are different degrees of this, of course. There's that gamer who, whenever it's their turn, it's almost as if they just woke up. And they're like, what? What's going on here? What cards do I have in my hand again? What did you do on your turn? What's the score? You know, it's like they're restarting the game every time. There's also that person who, when it's not their turn, they grab their smartphone and they just start texting, checking out Facebook. They're not paying attention to anything until their turn comes around again. So it just takes them a little longer, sometimes a lot longer, to get up and running again. But let's put those two extremes aside for a moment. I want to talk about that person who's at the table, and they clearly are invested in the game. They're enjoying themselves. They're paying attention. They appear to be anyway. And when it comes to their turn, they just take longer. Is this even a problem? There's all kinds of different gamers. Is the slow gamer a problem compared to the fast gamer? I think so, and here's why. I believe when you sit down to play a game with people, there's this unwritten, unspoken social contract. Let's say for a moment that you were going to sit down to play a game of Ticket to Ride with your three friends, and as you sit down, one of them you know is the slow player. Let's call him John. And so you turn to John and say, so John, you ready to play this 5-hour game of Ticket to Ride? And John goes, 5 hours? What are you talking about? We normally only take 2 hours to play this game. Yes, John, this 1-hour game normally does take us 2 hours, only 2 hours to play with you, because we all take 1 minute apiece with our turns, and you take 5 minutes. But this time, we're all going to play like you. We're all going to take 5 minutes a turn. So there's 4 of us. That means one turn will take 20 minutes. 3 turns each should take an hour. So if we all take 15 turns each, that means it's going to be about 5 hours. Hopefully we don't want to take 18 turns each. And so how many of us, John included, would agree to sit down to that game and play it? I don't think many of us. I think most of us would push back from that table and go, you know what, I think that group over there is starting a game of Twilight Imperium. I'm going to go join them. And that's why I call it an unwritten social contract, because although we don't discuss it, we're all agreeing if we all take 5 minutes apiece, this game is just going to stretch on too long. And that's where it's a problem, because one person's sitting down at that table and they're going, listen, the rest of you better not take that long because we'll be here all night. But me, when it comes to my turn, yeah, I'm going to take that long. And I'm just throwing out numbers here, 1 minute, 5 minutes, but you get the point, right? I'm not trying to shame anyone here. Well, maybe just a little bit. But a very little bit, because most of the time, the person playing slow isn't doing it intentionally. They're not trying to cause anyone else harm or grief at the table. But the question is, as Jamie asked, what do you do about that? What do you do about that player at the table? I find this very hard to deal with personally because I'd much rather deal with the obnoxious player because I'm happy to confront them at the table and put them down. But the person who's slow playing, I feel bad because probably they're struggling with what to do. You know, they're trying their best and it's just not moving quickly enough. So usually I'll try to do something passive at first. Maybe I'll make a comment like, you know the one thing I like about this game is that you can, between turns, map out what you want to do. And I'll try to sort of suggest to them that that's what they should be doing. Or I might say out loud, well, I know what I'm doing for my turn when it's not my turn. To sort of cue them up, hey, you can be trying to figure out what you're going to do on your turn as well. If that isn't working, if they're still continuing to play slowly, then I will usually try to do some gentle teasing. So, whose turn is it? Oh, yes, it's John's turn. Having trouble over there, John? And I'll try to get other people involved with that teasing a bit, because I think just a little friendly public shaming can help sometimes move that along. But now I want to hear from you. Do you have any stories about slow players and how you managed it? Did you get the egg timer out? Start strumming your fingers noisily on the table? Are you a slow player? And how do you feel about that when you're playing a game? Do you feel like other people are getting annoyed around you? Are you annoyed that they're annoyed? Do people like me just need to learn to relax, slow down, enjoy the longer game, enjoy the experience of it? So what if we don't finish? We can always finish tomorrow. I want your feedback. Leave it in the comments below. Leave us a video response. More and more people are doing that. That's really fun. If you're not sure how to leave a video response, you can go back to our second Table Talk episode. We talk about how to do it there. And then when we come back in the next episode, we call it Table Talk Talk Back. I'm going to take a few of the different comments that we received as well as the video responses, and I'm going to respond to some of those myself and just further this conversation. I hope you'll join us. Until the next episode, thanks for watching.